Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today's session on machine learning. My name is Eugene Okumu, Google News Lab teaching fellow for the Sub-Saharan Africa region, and we have been going through phases of online trainings. This is brought on courtesy of the fact that we can no longer deliver our in-person trainings owing to the current situation we're experiencing. But we're hopeful that as and when the situation, the pandemic that is resolved, we can get back to delivering our sessions in person. So today's session is going to be on machine learning. If you're interested in finding out anything from the previous sessions, head over to our YouTube channel. That is the Google News Initiative. Check out the playlists. If you're interested in the region's specific trainings, you want to look out for the Sub-Saharan Africa playlist. There you'll find a host of other online trainings that we have done in prior editions of the online training. The most recent one having been on podcasts. So have a look at that in case you have any questions arising from your foray into the YouTube channel. Feel free to reach out to the newslab support at google.com for any assistance. If you'd like to request personal training for your newsroom, or if you have any questions on the tools that are being handled in the particular episode you would be watching. Right, so as I mentioned, today we're going to be looking at machine learning, and I will quickly jump into my presentation. There we can have a look at a few things before we get into the session proper. So, as I've mentioned, my name is Eugene Patrick Okumu. I'm a teaching fellow for the News Lab covering the Sub-Saharan Africa region. My email address is eugenepatrick@google.com. In case you have any questions arising from today's session, feel free to reach out and I'd be happy to assist in the best way I can on machine learning. Right, so before we get into the session itself, I'd like to give us a brief background of the Google News Initiative and the Google News Lab. The News Lab is part of the Google News Initiative division of the company, and it was set up with the purpose of building a stronger future for journalism. This is done in three main ways, and my role is covered in one of the three pillars, being the first one, that is to elevate, strengthen quality journalism. We do this through trainings, through taking journalists through the tools that we have and techniques that you can use to better understand your storytelling, or to better deliver your stories to your audiences. The second section that the Google News Initiative deals with is to help news organizations with evolving business models, and this is purposely to drive sustainable growth. This is, of course, news organizations relying heavily on income streams from online as well as the traditional media. So we're working with news organizations to understand how the business models are evolving in the online section and how they can drive sustainable growth. Finally, we have empowering news organizations through technological innovations. This is done through development of tools and platforms, some of which are available on g.co/news training. And then there's also the Innovation Challenge, which we have run a few editions, with the exception of this year, of course, because the larger priority was towards ensuring that news organizations can still get the best support from us that we can give, all things considered. But look out for communication on when the next Innovation Challenge is going to be announced. And hopefully a lot of you will be able to participate in that. Right, so to learn more about the Google News Lab, the Google News Initiative, and to find out about how to use our tools and for storytelling, you can head over to g.co/news training. There you'll find thematic courses that are designed to help with such elements as verification, fact checking, data journalism, environmental journalism, and the works. The courses are really short, anywhere between 5 to 15 minutes. So you can take it at your pace. And you have quizzes at the end of the courses, of which if you score 100%, you get to download a certificate for your effort. So g.co/news training, that's the website to visit. I'll mention it in the course of the presentation today. But fear not, it's available online. So just in case you forget it, just look for Google News Lab training, and you should be able to be redirected to it. Right, so today's topic, as I've mentioned, is machine learning. And it's all about how you can get the best of the technology world and have a machine that can understand certain functions so that it does a lot of the heavy lifting for you from a journalism perspective. And just to jump into that, before we get into the session itself proper, g.co/quickdraw is a platform that is an AI experiment. It's the online version of Pictionary, where you're trying to guess what something is based off of drawings. The platform itself uses machine learning to understand images. So you can use it to find out. So you can find out if your drawing is good enough, so that the platform can tell what it is you've sketched on screen. I'll quickly share what the platform itself looks like, so that we can have an idea of what it does. It's a real quick quiz. It will give you options of 20 seconds to draw on the platform itself. So you can test whether in 20 seconds you can actually sketch something so that the machine understands how it understands what it is. So you quickly just jump into let's draw a finger in under 20 seconds. So it's as simple as So it takes about 20 seconds per sketch. In this case, all right, so it's going to get what I just drew. Yeah, so you can see it will keep guessing as I draw. And it works fairly quickly. Yeah, so it will keep going for as long as you're drawing. All right, so that gives you a general idea of what the platform does. It will give you a host of sketches to make, and as you work, it will keep attempting to guess what it is you're looking at, or rather what it is you are drawing. So have a go at it, see how good your drawing is in 20 seconds, and then let us know in the comment section what that works for you like. All right, so back into the presentation. All right, so back to my presentation, g.co/quickdraw. Have a bit of a time with it, see how good your drawing is and how the machine understands what you're doing. So the platform itself is built on Cloud Auto machine learning, and it creates machine learning. It's a machine learning platform that creates machine learning for a challenge you might have that you want to resolve through use of the technology. So what it basically does is you feed it sketches, and the sketches are used to train the platform to then understand the multiple different variations of any images that someone might want to draw. After the training, you can deploy. That is testing it and ensuring that it works, and then you can use it to serve. And this is a basic workflow layout for any machine learning solution that you're creating. You have to have a data set that feeds into it, which it will use to then train. And then once the training is done, you can deploy to ensure that the training has been successful. You can tweak a few things about the training, and then you can deploy it to serve. So this is the workflow. After you feed in the sketches, it's trained, it's deployed, it's serving. It will now issue guesses, such as what you've seen with the demo I just gave. One of the implementations of this kind of machine learning was a discovery of illegal amber mining sites in the Ukraine. This was done by feeding uh, imagery, satellite imagery from the areas in the Ukraine, and the machine learned so it could identify the illegal ones that were sort of eroding 7,000 square kilometer legal mining. So this is a snapshot of the illegal activity from the Riven region, Rokitin district. This is in the Ukraine. Right. So um, the machine learning module that we have a few modules available on the trainings website. That is g.co/news training. We have an introductory level course on machine learning and asking such questions as whether machine learning and artificial intelligence are the same thing, and giving you insights into different approaches into machine learning and how machine learning can be deployed for journalism, among other instances of utility. And this is just for the introduction. So the introduction has a fairly good amount of theoretical work. And this is important to understanding the base elements of machine learning. Our new course, however, has a practical hands-on approach. But with both, it's a good idea to look at A to Z of AI with Google.com. This one gives you insights into multiple areas of intelligence concerned. as I've mentioned, it's at your pace. So if you want to take more than 49 minutes, you're at liberty to do so. If you want to take less than that, you can have a crack at it as well. So the introduction gives you, by and large, the theoretical works of machine learning. And the hands-on machine learning will actually take you through how to develop a machine learning model, populate it with a data set, test it for accuracy, then deploy. So I'll go back into my presentation and we can have a look at how we can have a walkthrough of that process. So you're basically creating the machine learning model using our Google Cloud Vision platform, where it will give you a walkthrough of how to set it up. It has a try for free option that when you click on and you're now setting up your model, it will ask you to key in your credit card details. That's not to say that Google is going to charge you for using the platform. What that does is it assures Google that it is not about trying to create a machine learning model and then deploy it online. So because of your cognitive ability to read and understand certain queries, that's how the platform then gets to understand that it is interacting with a human being. But that is not to say that when you key in your credit card details, you're going to be billed on using the platform. Once you have set it up, in fact, you get $300 worth of credit to create content on, rather to create models that you can test for accuracy. So the point at which you're going to take the longest amount of time when creating a model is properly tagging images as either positive or negative. And just to backtrack a bit, this particular exercise that you'll find in the hands-on machine learning course is from the illegal amber mines in the Ukraine that we looked at in the previous slides, a few slides before. So you're going to be tagging images either positive or negative, which you will then use as data sets that will populate the machine learning model, which you will then test and deploy. So a link in the hands-on machine learning course will redirect you to a drive where you'll find photos. You have a folder tagged positive and a folder tagged negative. And this as well is where the largest amount of work goes into when creating the model, because you have to upload and then it will have to start the machine learning model will have to start training itself on looking at images and the tagging that has been done on them so that it can understand for when you deploy it to a different function. So the link in the hands-on machine learning course will redirect you to this Google Drive section where you'll get both folders. So you'll need to upload both folders for the platform to work correctly. Once it's done, it gives you the accuracy rating, and you can as well tweak the tolerance level for it so that you get a good range of possible responses that the platform can, in fact, understand. So once that's done, you will usually get a prompt that your model is deployed and available for online prediction requests. So once you're done testing and using, be sure to remove the deployment, because otherwise you might get a high billing for the model staying available online and running tests for recognition of images. So as I've mentioned, this is just a test for the the Ukraine example that we're looking at. If you follow the step-by-step guidelines that are given on the hands-on machine learning platform, it should be able to equip you with the skills to test a model for practically any other function that you're interested in using machine learning for. So while the particular training only handles the identification of images, you can do more with machine learning, apart from just identifying photos. So the combination of the introduction to machine learning and the hands-on machine learning should give you a broad skill set that you can use to consider a lot of other problems that you're looking for solutions for using machine learning. So looking at one last thing before we finish today's presentation, we're looking at augmented newsrooms. And here we'll be highlighting a story that was done using machine learning. The story was about the Chinese Muslim gulag that they were building prisons around areas occupied by Muslims. And this was done again through using machine learning by uploading a data sets of images, satellite images from around the areas where Muslims are occupying in China, and then helping them, teaching the machine to understand the new prisons that are coming up, and also showing where they're situated. So this was done through use of machine learning. Hence why it has been mentioned in the presentation today. As I mentioned, to find out more about machine learning, you can visit g.co/news training or newstraining.withgoogle.com/training, so that you can then sign up for the thematic course, in this case, machine learning. You can start off with the introduction, and then you can go into the hands-on machine learning course, and you can then update your skills on understanding machine learning and how it works, and as well building your own models that you can use to solve challenges you encounter within the newsroom setup. All right, so if you have any questions on training or tools, you can reach out to newslabsupport@google.com. If you're interested in tailored trainings as well, this can be for individual newsrooms. You can use the same email address to put forth the request, and I will then handle the request in due time. So the next training will be on verification. This will be on the 21st of December 2020 at 4 p.m. East Africa time. So that's in 2 weeks' time from now. I hope to see you there. From me, it's a big thank you for making the time to go through the machine learning course, or rather session today. I hope to see some interesting deployments that you have done, stories that you have used off of the kind of solutions you've built using machine learning. So thank you so much for making the time. I hope to see you all on 21st of December for the course on verification. So from me to you, it's a big thank you, and good evening to you all.